Der Wunsch wäre, dass während der Übertragung, während dem Kontakt fotografieren und filmen erlaubt ist, aber bitte ohne Telefon, damit die Übertragung in Aula nicht stört. Und Sprecher nicht limitiert werden. Das wäre toll, wenn wir uns einen Vertrag halten. Ab sofort ist die Übertragung in Aula freigeschaltet. Wieder in Aula. Sagen den Test in der Aula. Wir sind also wenige Minuten vor dem Auftauchen von der ISS am Horizont. Dann ist in Position, nach knapp 3 Minuten. Wir haben mit dem Radiomanager gezeigt. Sachen aufstellen und noch ein paar Abmachen für Fragen. In der Zwischenzeit machen wir ein bisschen Stunden der Übertragung. Also und Sie können jetzt eben links schauen, wo die ISS steht, inklusive der Footprint, den ich erwähnt habe. Links nach links und gut schauen. Ich bin ein Kilo-Lehrer von Josser und ein Coffee-Over. Hotel Bravo 9, Kilo-Lehrer von Josser und
Score 4 ISS, clear, over.
Clear now, report 59, over.
Review lab clear 2, Central School Duke, great to talk to you. I'm ready for questions, over.
Thank you, no refreshing 1, over.
Hello, how are you doing? I'm Jan. So, what is the ISS most significant contribution to science? Over.
Jan, I think the most significant contribution to science so far has been finding, making a discovery concerning the salmonella, the common food poisoning. And from that, they've developed a branded new vaccine, which is very successful. This is a great story. It's going to save lives. Over.
achieved any scientific developments or gained any knowledge that one couldn't achieve or gain on Earth? Over.
Great question. Besides the salmonella, I think a large one here is we're doing a lot of research on fundamental science, material properties, when you can solidify molten metals without buoyancy effects, and build, larger, more pure crystals during that process, which we were doing again without the buoyancy effects, to understand the physics of a flame. If we could find a way to make combustion of burners for industrial uses or even home use, we would save millions of dollars worldwide immediately. The other thing we're doing that cannot be done on Earth is get ready to go further. We're just going to lower it down 400 kilometers above the surface. Someday it's going to be human footprints on Mars, and it's about a 2-year trip to go there and back again, and we have to keep the crew healthy, ready to do the work, and that's definitely work we're doing right now. Over.
Sebastian, how does the ISS evade space debris that is a threat to the station? Over.
Sebastian, great question. If we know that the space debris is out there and it's a threat, we will do a little version of maneuver to change our orbit a little bit to adjust it so we can avoid it. There is some debris that's a threat that we cannot see, and so the design of the space station has been designed to hopefully minimize the possibility of significant damage to the pressurized part of the space station. We had one time during my stay here when we learned of a significant piece of debris too late to do the maneuver. That made for some excitement as we had to close all the hatches on the station and go to the Soyuz and hope for the best. Everything worked out. Over.
Hello, this is Chris. How do you protect yourself against ionizing radiation? Over.
Hey, Chris. The station is built for self-protection, but not as much as one would wish. Our split quarters have a little more, have some special plastics that absorb some of the energy. At the altitude we're flying, we don't get into the worst of it. We get, because during a normal stay here, we get the equivalent of a few jet X-rays. Not a big deal. If the sun gets more active, or as it gets more active, we'll be watching that more closely because the big solar events have the potential to throw a big burst of energy our way. Over.
Thomas, how much energy do the solar panels of the ISS produce? Over.
They produce about 75 kilowatts. That's a lot of energy for normal light computers, as well as the energy to run furnaces and equipment like that that take a great deal of energy. Over.
Hi, Edward here. Now that the space shuttles are out of service, how does this affect the transport to the ISS? Over.
There's an energy thing. The space shuttle can bring a tremendous amount of cargo, so now we're at the moment much more dependent on the Russians for cargo as the progress ship that launched yesterday coming our way. But in addition, the Europeans have the ATV cargo vehicle, which has made two of those ships that come to the ISS, as well as a Japanese cargo ship that's made two trips here. And there are several American companies that are close to having the capability to get cargo too. So we've missed the shuttle, but we're finding ways to live without it. Over.
Question. What was the most fascinating phenomenon you've ever seen in space? Over.
Without a doubt, the most fascinating phenomenon has been the Aurora Borealis and the Aurora Australis. They were barely visible on my first 2 trips to space. I'm very excited at how active I've seen them with beautiful green, red, and even some blue, which is quite rare to see from the Earth, and fascinating to see from here. Over.
Which technological advancements might make space missions easier for astronauts in the future? Over.
Well, we're talking technology in the future. Let's talk way in the future and great technology. I want to transport. I would love to go home to spend a weekend with my family, and then be able to come back up here and continue the mission. Over.
Here's Jan again. When you have to cook in space, how do you manage that in zero gravity? Over.
We're not able to really cook up here. Unfortunately, the pots and pans have no use for it. All of our food gets a little boring, but there's a lot of variety, and it's definitely quite good. Over.
Fiona, what do you do in case of fire on the ISS? Over.
There's one thing we do is keep ourselves and the crew safe. We don't let the fire get between us and our Soyuz, because our Soyuz is our ride home, and then we try to put it out, because a fire here with nowhere to go, or no ability to open the windows is a very dangerous thing. Over.
Question. Do you get tired slower or faster in zero gravity? Over.
I think you get tired slower, because you're really just floating around, so working and living up here in general is quite easy. That's one of the reasons it's bad for your health, because when life is that easy, your bones, your muscles, your heart, your whole cardiovascular system gets lazy too. Over.
Chris, when do you sleep in space? Over.
Hey, Brent, we use the universal time or express meet time. I go to bed at about 10 p.m. 2200 and get up about 6 in the morning by universal time. That's just the whole day. It's scheduled very tightly for us. It's a very long, very busy day, but we love it. Over.
Donald, when you go to sleep, what do you hear? What are the most common noises? Over.
I think the most common noise is absolutely fans and pumps, because without fans moving our head, we would develop oxygen deficiency all on our head, where we would use up the oxygen and we would increase the level of carbon dioxide right around our head. And so there's always fans blowing, and you have that background noise all the time. One of the things I look forward to when I return home, it's just over 3 weeks, is to go to some place where it's actually quiet. Over.
Have you already any results from experiments planned to? Over.
Yes, indeed. The roots, even without gravity, because the roots are planted in a fluid medium of jelly, as they begin to move, if they accidentally stick the point of the root out of the top of that root medium, they turn around. So the roots are kind of feeling their way to determine where it's a good place to grow. I think that's quite fascinating. So if there's light, they go away from the light, but with no light, it's just the true gravity. They're literally feeling their way down into the growth medium. Over.
Question. Do you have spare time? If yes, what do you do in your spare time? Over.
We look out the window and enjoy beautiful passes over favorite places on Earth and favorite places that we want to visit and add to our favorite places list. Over.
This is Marco again. What do you do against the development of bad smells on the ISS? Over.
Good question, Marco. Well, we try to keep ourselves and our stuff clean. When clothes are too dirty, they get passed away where the cargo ships to return to Earth.
Thank you, ISS crew, for answering the question. Goodbye from Canoso Group.
Noch einen Moment hier bleiben. Die Abgeordneten fragen, kommt noch hierher in die Aula. Das wäre schön, Sie noch ein bisschen zu bequatschen. Man kann anschließend auch Ihnen noch Fragen stellen, sofern der Wunsch dazu besteht. Vielen Dank.